Go select.
Hey, what's up everyone? I hope all of you guys are doing well. My name is Andy aka TopRamen, back again with another brand new Clash Royale video. A lot of things happening in the Clash Royale world. It's gonna happen soon. There's gonna be a balance update soon, coming in like the next 4 days. So I'm gonna definitely make a video and recap on the new changes on the nerfs and buffs, and what kind of new decks that will be keeping up with the meta. But before that, recently Supercell has released a new double elixir draft challenge, and just 10 minutes ago I was able to beat it 9-0. And I love the double elixir draft challenge. And by the way, if you guys want to practice, the double elixir draft challenge is actually available on friendly battle with your clan members. So definitely practice with each other just to see how well you draft. But the reason why I love the double elixir draft challenge is because of the double elixir time. And I think I mentioned before in my previous videos, a lot of cards that are normally in a draft challenge that are not rated really high, it moves up like 2 or 3 tiers. And I'm gonna recap again the cards that I rate really high, that doesn't belong in the top tiers, is like the card like Wizard. Wizard's a 5 elixir cast card, but it really does well against swarms, little small units, and it attacks really fast, so it backs up a lot of big giants. So that's one card that I really think is up there. Giants worked well. Golems, Lava Hound, 3 Musk, those are already top tier, so they are even better. And so I'm gonna go ahead and share a replay before I pop this chest open. But the prizes on each milestone, let me see if I can actually pull it up here. Dang it, I popped it all open. But the grand last prize was actually 24,000 gold. So I'm actually pretty rich. I have 262,000 gold now. And I'm actually saving that gold to decide what kind of common cards to upgrade. But enough talk. Let's go ahead and share some replays. I'm going to go ahead and share the last 3 replays, maybe 4, on why I picked those cards and how I would play them. And let's just start with my final match, the last one here. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Alright. I'll pause when I need to. Right here, Electro Wiz better than Musk. They basically serve the same role, but the Electro Wiz has a stun. Right here, Giant, of course, because the Giant is my win condition. It tanks for Electro Wiz. Right here, I think I'm gonna go with the Witch. It's because it's double elixir. Pausing. Because it's double elixir time. The Wizard is cost more, but it's way more versatile, and it does it synergizes with the Giant a lot better. So 5 elixir is actually nothing for double elixir time. I consider it as 2.5 elixir cast compared to 1.5. Not a big difference. And then let's go ahead and start this again. Right here I picked the Princess to synergize with a splash damage, and the Sparky, I have the Electro Wiz to deal with it. I can actually keep stunning it. So the Sparky is going to be useless. Starting end, I have a Giant. Right here normally I would play the Giant in the back, but because it's double elixir time, playing in the back is because you want to form a push, right? So you want to get the full elixir. You're going to get full elixir before the Giant even reaches halfway through a tower. So in this type of play, I will play my Giant in front of my King's Tower, but not far back. Just in case they have a crossbow that they want to drop down, the Giant's going to cross the Princess Tower and tank for the crossbow. He goes with the Ice Wiz. I went ahead with the Princess on the left side because it can defend on the right. Dark Goblin will be able to pick up those units over there. Support my Giant with the Infernal Dragon. And I believe this push was going to be stopped. Oh, right here, if you notice, he poisoned my Princess on the left. And because he did that, I actually played my Witch, because I figured in a draft challenge, if they use a spell, they most likely have 1 or less spell left. Because I know when I draft a spell, it's usually compared to another spell, I'll give them 1 spell, right? So if I drafted a log, that means I gave them either 1 spell or the other, and they might have another one if they gave me 1 already. I'm not sure if you guys understood that, but right now I notice I only have a log. So I played my Witch. I know he doesn't have a spell left, and I backed up my Giant with I backed up the Witch with the Giant. On the right side, you can see I logged the Sparky back, played my Princess, and then dropped my E-Wiz before he can get a shot. Stop that Sparky right away. Now pause right here again. So that push I did on the left, he cycled back to the poison, and he's able to poison. That's fine. I played my Princess in the back right there to pick off any other units that he's trying to back it up with. And on the right side, that Electro Wiz that took care of Sparky is going to go ahead and do some major damage. So I went ahead and, because he wasted his poison, I dropped my Dark Goblin on the right side and check out how much damage both lanes was able to do. Bam, 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 bam. So many things happening. I have full HP towers. I still have a princess going. He has to deal with it, and both his towers is less than 40%. I went ahead and dropped my giant to tank, which is a perfect counter for Graveyard. The witch can splash damage the skeletons and cast skeletons to tank. So he go ahead and use the poison. I played my princess on the other side, outside the poison, be able to snipe off everything, and then my dark goblin is able to pick off everything as well. And check this out right here. So he plays the musketeer. I have a sliver of HP left on my witch. I back up my witch with the giant to tank for everything, but I did it a little bit too late. But because I did that, I forced him to waste elixir on the left side, and that lone princess on the right is going to be able to pick off that tower. So I back it up. It did distract the musketeer. Unfortunately, did not distract the ice wizard. And look at that princess do work on that tower. And then that giant's going to die, but look at this. I have his units all clumped up, so this is log right there, a lot of value. I have two princes picking them off on the right side, and I drop E-Wiz right on top to stun everything, which is gonna do really good work against the Graveyard. And I'm gonna drop the pocket giant to try to tank for the Electro-Wiz. Unfortunately, didn't drop it in time, but it's okay. I have the Dark Goblin finishing up off the tower. The Sparky's gonna go ahead and get one shot on my giant. Giant still survives, and now the Sparky's gonna be surrounded with all these skeletons, and it's gonna die. Oh, it didn't die. Has a sliver of HP left. And I think basically that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward it all. I just play defense from here on out. Drop my giant for defense. Drop my Electro Wiz to reset the Sparky. And then log everything and play my Dark Goblin in the back. So that was a pretty easy victory. I noticed that his tower HP is 294. So I just decided to rush his tower. Play minimal defense and rush his tower. Almost got the 3 crown. But I was not able to. The Dark Goblin got 3 shots. Almost got 1 more shot on. So yeah, draft challenge compared to double elixir draft challenge, a lot of different picks, definitely. So let's go ahead and jump against this one against M-Box. Alright, right here, I definitely, they do the same role. They're both spells, they cost 6. I picked the lightning because it can hit multiple targets in a larger range. Compared to a rocket, you have to really time the rocket. So the lightning is going to be the best pick here for me, and I'm going to go ahead and build my deck around it. Right here, I choose Log, another spell, because Flame Spirits die to the Log anyways, and it doesn't have map presence, and the Log can just roll through everything. Right here, I picked the Ice Golem because the Ice Golem can tank the Spirit Goblins, and if it dies, it has explosion damage that can kill the Spirit Goblins as well. And it tanks the Flame Spirit, so it's really good. Perfect. Because I picked the Ice Golem, Graveyard was next. I used the Graveyard, so now I have the synergy of Graveyard and Ice Golem tanking it, but I also have the Log and Lightning to deal with it. Now, I normally wouldn't do this in a normal match, but because it is double elixir time, double elixir challenge, I actually start off with the Ice Golem Graveyard push. Right away, put some pressure, see what he does. Because he's going to have to defend it for sure with elixir. And if he defends it, and counter push it, I'm going to build up elixir fast enough to have enough to to defend his counter push. So he uses Ice Wiz minions. I use right here is where I made a mistake. I dropped the Tesla because he dropped the crossbow. I didn't realize the Tesla does not work the same as a cannon or as an Inferno Tower. The Tesla, when it comes out, it's gonna hide as like a trap, and it doesn't draw aggro or distract anything, but doesn't get hit by spells unless something gets near. I should have dropped the Tesla right on the river, basically right next to the crossbow. That way it gets triggered, and so it tanks for the crossbow. So my mistake cost me a lot of damage here. So I know I made that mistake right away, so I had to use my Hog to get some damage off, log away the Spirit Goblins, drop my Ice Golem to try to distract the crossbow. Unfortunately, did not drop it in time, and the crossbow was able to lock onto my tower, and he got a good fireball here, and he did some major damage. He basically took my tower down to less than 50%. If I didn't make that mistake, he probably would not touch my tower at all. So right here, now he plays the crossbow again, so now I have my Hog up. I use Hog and Graveyard this time. Use Log for the Spirit Goblins, and my Dark Goblin is going to be able to take out those minions. I was readying my lightning. I thought he was going to cycle to another crossbow, so I dropped my Ice Golem, not in the back, but in the front of my King Tower and Princess Tower. I backed it up with the Dark Goblin and some archers. He switches lane here, and I have my Hog up. So the Hog's going to take care of the crossbow. On the right side, I have little bit of HP left on the Ice Golem, but I have Archers and Dark Goblin, so, and I see my Graveyard. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my Hog to defend, and then force Graveyard on the right because I need to focus on taking out a tower so that I can get the advantage back. And it works out really well. The Ice Golem gets pushed by the Dark Goblin. I Graveyard. Look at that. He uses minions to defend the Graveyard, but my Archers and Dark Goblin does some sick damage against the tower. On the left side, Hog 4 for 6 trade took out the Expo. I went ahead and logged out the tower. Didn't want to deal with anything. Didn't want to have to risk anything. He used E-Barb, so I used Archers to pull him out. Pull him back in the middle, and then I used Tesla to draw them into the distract him even more. He decides to waste 6 Elixir to rocket, so I still have a healthy, not healthy, but half HP Ice Golem, so I went ahead and Graveyard. Dropped my Dark Goblin to pick off those minions, but he had used Flame Spirits. And I think the Flame Spirits jumps into my tower here. Use Archers for the minions. I believe he fireballs it right here. And if he does, so because he fireballed, I know he wasted Elixir just to get rid of Archers. And he didn't even get rid of both. So I'm going to pressure with Hog in the pocket. I think he gets 1 hit here. Yeah, 1 hit right here, and I'm going to use Ice Golem because I thought he was going to drop a crossbow. Instead, he uses E-Barbs. I tried to lightning the Ice Wizard and the E-Barbs, but I'm totally missed because they were too fast. Use Dark Goblin in the far back left. Use Log to clear out the... That was a valuable log right there. Now right here, I tank for my Dark Goblin with the Ice Golem. Perfect because the Ice Wizard is going to get taken out by Dark Goblin, and then forced him to use Fireball because he didn't want to take any more chip damage. Right here, I waited till I had 9 Elixir. I dropped Graveyard first because then it takes time for a Graveyard to spawn skeletons. Drop Graveyard first and then the Hog in the pocket. That's the right order. Don't drop Hog first and then Graveyard. The Hog's gonna take a lot of damage from towers, and he's gonna have half HP by the time the first skeleton spawns. So it's always Graveyard first. Graveyard first, Hog tanks it. The tower gets swarmed, and look at that. The tower gets melted. It's down to 127. Log is almost gonna kill it. He drops his crossbow. I use Ice Golem, or I use Tesla this time. I should have used Ice Golem, but I realized he was at 31 HP, so I just dropped 1 more unit to tank, and then now I wait. I was gonna drop Ice Golem, but I decided he locked on already, so I just waited for my lightning and just lightning in the way. So kind of made a mistake there. I should just drop Ice Golem to tank for a crossbow and then lightning the tower. But I didn't realize that the tower was at 31 HP until like 2 units I dropped. Alright, let's go ahead and go into the next match against Star Esports player Ricky. Right here I believe I choose Mega Minion. Why? Because it hits ground and air, well rounded, and it costs less. Right here I use the Knight to have a defense against his Lumberjack, and right here I choose Skarmy. The reason why I choose Skarmy, even though I gave him arrows, is because a lot of people wouldn't arrows a Skarmy, and Skarmy is a perfect defense against the Lumberjack. Alright, so wait, how do I unpause this? There we go. Alright, right here. So right here, a lot of people would choose E-Barbs, right? But I have Skarmy that would, you know, defend against Lumberjack and the E-Barbs. You know, they get distracted so well. And the Goblin Barrel is actually really good synergy because I can actually bait out his arrow or whatever spell he has, but I know he has arrows now, so that now my Skarmy is very effective on defense. So actually I chose a cheaper card here and chose the Goblin Barrel. And I gave him a Lumberjack E-Barb combo, but I wasn't worried with Knight and Skarmy in my hand. I believe I started with Princess in the back because I know I gave him arrow, so I decided to drop the Princess first, see if I could bait that arrow out. Oh yeah, it played good defense too. He actually wasted Fireball instead of arrow, so I'm like, oh, that's strange. Since he wasted Fireball, I used my Musketeer in the far back because normally Musketeer will get to 1 HP on a Fireball, so I know she's safe for a little bit. Alright, right here. I have a head-on Musketeer, and then he has a Wizard coming my way. So what I did was, I know I'm gonna get some couple hits off on the Wizard, but I think my Musketeer's gonna die because he's gonna have the tower hitting my Musketeer. I decided just to poison it out, and you can do this. Oh, I cycled Mega Minion before I did it too because I didn't want to leak any Elixir, and that's the thing about double Elixir time. You can actually waste a little bit of cards and still gain all the Elixir back. So I wanted to get some chip damage and then use my poison. And look, my Musketeer actually survived. Now here's my mistake. He drops Lumberjack and E-Barb. I'm not worried because he had wasted his arrows already, and I don't think he cycled back to his Fireball, but in my screen he did. But so my defense here, I would drop my Knight in the center, pull them in the center, and then use Skarmy. But here's my mistake. I dropped my knight a little bit too late or way too far on the right. It didn't pull the lumberjack. I dropped my Skarmy far back to avoid a fireball on the tower and the Skarmy, and the lumberjack just did some major work on me. Alright, so, but I do have a nice counter push coming. So I decided to toss Goblin Barrel on the right because that's a tower that I already worked on. And now if you look on the left side, I have a lot of counter push going, right? But he actually has the witch going, right? So what I wanted to do was throw my Goblin Barrel, see what he does to react on it. And the princess in a safe spot to pick off those skeletons. So he did fireball. So once he fireballed, I decided to poison the witch because I saw my princess was able to get one hit on the witch already. So with the one hit and the poison, the witch dies. I play my Mega Minion in the back for safety. It's just a safe play. He plays Wizard on the same lane, so I decided to go Knight Goblin Barrel. And this actually does really good work because he actually defends with the E-barbs, right? I didn't have to worry about the E-barbs because I have Skarmy, right? And then now, because he wasted 6, look at the Goblin Barrel. So the Goblin Barrel is going to be able to take that tower down to less HP. Skarmy does great defense against the E-barbs. He plays Witch. So with the witch, I know I have a princess going her way. So I'm going to poison her because if I poison her, it's not going to kill her, but she's going to be a one sliver and the princess is going to chip her away. That's all I want to do is just to get rid of that player. Now, I also remember that person has poison and my left tower on the left side is 755. So with the wizard coming, I can't afford any hits that the wizard's going to take. So what I did was actually going to wait till it crosses my bridge and I'm going to zap it after my tower gets one shot off and the wizard doesn't even do any damage because I don't want to allow my tower to be in fireball range. So cross, zap, one tower and my princess kills it off. And look at that, the witch dies. Now I have a princess picking it off. He has to deal with the princess. He used lumberjack, so then I use my Goblin Barrel. Right here I use my knight correctly this time. And I'm able to take it out. Now I play princess on the left lane so I can counter push the left side. But it actually made him fireball. He got some good value there. But I'm glad he fireballed because now my musketeer is safe from that fireball. So it's going to be able to pick off this. I get some chip damage again. I have my Skarmy up. He doesn't even have his arrows up yet. So I went ahead and used my Skarmy in the center. And then my Mega Minion for insurance. And I think right here I used my princess, yeah, just to poke some damage here, but this time stayed away from the tower. I didn't want to give him fireball value. I waited till the wizard walks away and I threw my Goblin Barrel. Now right here is very scary. So he has a counter pushing lumberjack, witch, and wizard. I had to drop a very tanky unit first, so I waited till the wizard and the witch crosses the bridge before I drop my knight. So cross, drop the knight, play my musketeer in the far left, and then zap everything. And that was able to prevent a lot of damage. I only took 2 hits from the wizard. Right here, he actually went full on out on left. I tried to save it with the Mega Minion. I did take out the Spirit Goblins. Unfortunately, the Inferno Dragon did lock on. But on the right side, I have a Musketeer locking on. So I went ahead and poisoned the Witch. It's going to die because the Musketeer was able to get some damage off already. And the poison was able to take out the tower. Threw the Goblin Barrel to get the arrows out. So that way, my Skarmy is going to be great for defense if he decides to rush me with Lumberjack and E-barbs. So he did use the E-barbs, but the E-barbs going to my left side, which is the King Tower, so I didn't want to waste my Skarmy there. My King Tower was very healthy. I went ahead and just dropped my Goblin Barrel and Knight in the pocket, and because he used the wrong way, he should have fireballed it. He used Witch instead, so my Goblin Barrel was able to... Oh, right there I zapped. So my Goblin Barrel was able to get some chip damage. Right there I poisoned, but I know my poison is not going to kill the Wizard or the Witch, right? But with the help of a zap, I got so much value. I zapped the Wizard, Witch, and the Tower that zap was able to get rid of the Witch and the Wizard, and the Witch has 1 HP only. I used my... Alright, right here, I know he has both spells up this time because he saved it last time. So instead of playing my Skarmy in the normal spot in the center or near my tower, I actually play around the bridge area because expecting him to arrows, and he did. And he did get half my group, but because the other half remained, I was able to defend that E-bar push really well. Right here I threw my barrel to bait out any spell, and then I dropped my princess in the bridge to get some chip damage. She gets 1 hit off, 2 hits off. Oh, right there, my knight was tanking the king tower, and I know normally the musketeer, if you drop it in a pocket without any tanks, she's gonna get 2 hits off. But because the knight's taking half the damage, I dropped my musketeer there because I know she's gonna only get hit by 1 tower, so I got a lot of value there. And then they have to react, so probably like a 2-second delay, 3-second delay. I know it's guaranteed getting 2 hits off, so that's 1, 2, and I believe I get 3. So 3 hits, now that's in poison and zap range. So I went ahead and poison, ready my zap. See what he did. He didn't have anything scary. He just waited 67 HP and zapped it away. And that's basically it, you know, just drafting the right card and synergizing your deck and knowing your opponent's card, never giving your deck's counter to your opponent, and always driving the best hard counter to your opponent's card, the ones that you see. I guess let me do one more. I think the video is running at 20 minutes, so I can definitely do one more. I actually want to share one. I think I did it. Yeah, let's do this one. Let me think. Right here, I chose lightning because it's double elixir time. Even though it's more expensive, definitely clears out 3 units. So lightning for sure. Okay. Right here, I chose goblins instead of spirit goblins because goblins do way more damage, and they both die to log anyways. I just want to get something that does way more damage. The spirit goblins, they hit air, but they don't do so much. Right here, I think I chose Zap because flame spirits die to his log, and Zap can kill his spirit goblins. So I went ahead and go with the Zap. And right here I chose the wizard because the hut sucks. And remember I talked about in the beginning of the video, wizard is one of like the higher rated cards for me in this kind of challenge. So when I start my hand, I actually love my hand because I have a pump and I have the hog. So I went ahead and put in the middle just in case he has rocket, and prepare a wizard for defense if he rushed me. He plays giant skeleton in the back. So normally you wouldn't do this, but because it's double elixir time, you don't want to leak elixir. So I just dropped hog on the opposite lane by itself, just to force him to waste elixir and I don't leak elixir. And because he didn't respond fast enough, he used flame spirits. I was able to get 3 hits. I went ahead and used Mega Minion on the right side to deal with the giant skeleton. Now, the giant skeleton gets distracted by only ground unit, so I need to get ground unit on ASAP. So I dropped my princess on the left side, far away from all the commotion, but able to snipe on the right side, and then lets me cycle to my goblin next. I didn't want to drop my wizard because my wizard will get killed by the giant skeleton, whereas the goblins is 3 different units that the giant skeleton have to go to, so it delays longer. So princess on the left, goblins right next to it, delays it, and then right here I drop my wizard because now he has the infernal dragon and the balloon coming. If I had a tornado here, it would have been perfect, but I didn't. So let's go ahead and continue. I believe I was able to stop this push, but both bombs was able to land next to my tower, and both of it exploded, and the infernal dragon did lock on, but that's okay. I went ahead and dropped my my hog to. Oh, I got a value lightning there, so I readied my lightning just hoping that he's gonna drop something in between. I actually let go before he even dropped the E-Wiz just because I didn't want to waste elixir, and actually he dropped it just in time where I was able to get the hut, the E-Wiz, and the tower. So and it's backing up my Mega Minion. So he's forced to use Spear Goblin and Flame Spirits, and I was still able to get a hit off, and now I have 2 pumps down in double elixir challenge. So I'm gonna be in a major league here. Mega Minion against a balloon is gonna be able to defend it without it reaching it, but the death damage will be able to reach it. He dropped the hut more to the right, so now I did a pig push on the left. Pig's gonna be able to make it and get 2 hits off, I believe. I dropped my princess to avoid that log area, and I believe I get my 3rd pump down. Yes, and I tried to save my princess by zapping it. I don't think I had to, but hey, we was able to get it done. So now I played a hog again. I was able to cycle to the hog. I was able to lightning the hut and the tower, and then use my Mega Minion on the balloon. He actually saved his tower by using an E-Wiz, so I went ahead and dropped another princess and goblins while the Mega Minion take care of the balloon on the right side. Dropped a hog to back up my Mega Minion, prepare my lightning, and right there he drops a hut, so I went ahead and just lightning it anyways. Even though it wasn't so much value, I believe I didn't want to waste elixir and just kept my cards cycling. Look at that, I have 3 pumps. I could waste as much cards as I want because I'm way ahead in elixir. On the left tower, I zapped it just to get it to my zap range next card, and just to cycle through my cards. And right here I dropped my wizard. I did lose my right tower, but now I have a wizard, I have hog, I have goblin, mega minion. I believe I use a princess or a lightning here. Alright, so another princess to deal with the spear gob, zapped away the tower, dealt with the giant skeleton, used the hog to pull the giant skeleton and tank the flame spirits. Then I lightning the balloon so prevent it from getting any further damage. Use goblins on the E-Wiz, and I believe right here I use my princess to try to get snipe damage and zap. So, and zap. Bam! And then he uses the giant skeleton, so I went ahead and use my hog just to pull them all back. 5 seconds left, he's not going to be able to take another tower, and he says good game, good luck, and well played. So yeah, I hope you guys learned something from the video, and also play styles and what kind of cards to save. But definitely in double elixir you have more leniency to cast more cards and cycle through more cards, so think about that, keep that in mind. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this chest open now. 265 cards. We get our gold. 1 dark goblin, okay. Alright, 2 more hogs, that's not bad. 5 bomb tower. So far it's all rare though. 7 furnaces, 12 infernos, 2 tornadoes, 2 more. We need 2 more to level 7, and just a stack of gold. Alright. Well, thank you guys for tuning in and watching. If you guys like this video, please hit the like button down below, and I hope this helped you guys to reach the 9 wins challenge. And until next time, this is TopRamen signing out. Peace.